Now, the Apostle Paul even made it sound more purposeful in the way that God created this world than we would probably even imagine, that God has more design than we would think of. He said, He determined the appointed times and the boundaries where people would live. He did this so that they would seek God and perhaps reach out for Him and find Him, though He is not far from each one of us. So He has a clear design of time and place where He wants everyone to live, where He's going to have evidence of Himself so that people would try to find this true God. I recently got in a conversation with one of the friends of one of our members, and she had this number 7 around her necklace, and she really didn't want to talk to us about it, but we pried it out of her. And come to find out, in her life, the number 7 seemed to keep on repeating with anniversaries, birth dates, times that people died. And she's talking about all these things, and I don't know that she is a Christian. I know she's gone through Bible classes and things like that. She's shown an interest. And as she's saying this to me, I looked at my watch to see how hot it was outside, and it was 77 degrees out. Wow. I said that to her. This is pretty strange. Now, I wish I had said also, well, think about the God who created this world, and on the 7th day He rested because He wanted on that 7th day for us to enjoy the creation that He made, to look to Him. I wasn't that quick. But I wish I had said something like that. Tim Tebow is a Christian activist. He was a football player for the Florida Gators, I believe, and I think they won the championship that year. And he had a black eye patch under there. It said John 3:16. And it happened years later that he made it to the NFL. He wasn't very successful, but he did have at least one playoff victory. The Denver Broncos beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And his friend talked to him about John 3:16 after the game. And it's, God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him will not perish but have eternal life. So he said all of the anomalies that happened during that game. He said he passed for 316 yards. He averaged 31.6 yards per completion. The Broncos' time of possession was 31 minutes and 6 seconds. The TV ratings peaked at 31.6, and the only interception was thrown by Ben Roethlisberger, and it was on a 3rd and 16. So I think, wow, those are all kind of coincidences, or is there some sort of a grand design behind this whole thing? So we look to Jesus then, and we think, here He has been talking about throughout His life, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be betrayed. I'm going to be handed over. I'm going to be crucified. I'm going to then rise from the dead 3 days later. He's my grand design. I've got all this in my mind. This is what I want to do to pay for the sins of the world. And the disciples could not compute that in their brains, right? That was not what the Messiah was supposed to do. They are thinking He's supposed to go and rule the world, overthrow the Roman government. Would not compute. But then after He did die and rise from the dead, He could point back to the many times He said, this was all according to my design, to let faith work. So God was in control. And that is the way then by which we are saved, this God who is in control.